100 years ago, the foundation was set, classrooms were ready, and the first graduating class of Tustin Union walked the halls. The traditions were started, memories were created, and a home away from home was being built little by little. You see, at Tustin, it's not just a school. It's not just a place to get a diploma. Starting 100 years ago, Tustin High was becoming a home where students felt security and learned perseverance.
The campus looked like it's almost something like out of a college from back east. I mean, our buildings were beautiful. They were, they architecturally just stunning, I thought. And there was ivy actually growing up on some of the buildings. And we had an amphitheater outside, and the gym had a balcony, and it was incredible. I mean, it was just beautiful. My name is Buddy Sepulveda, and I graduated from Tustin Union High School in 1963. I mean, we all grew up here in the middle of farm country, in the middle of orange groves. I mean, on the east side of Browning, it was nothing but lemon groves, orange groves, walnut groves, bean fields, nothing out there. It was absolutely nothing.
I think my favorite part of the campus was the plaza area, but there's this beautiful middle area with trees, and there's a time capsule and benches all around, and that's kind of where I hung out. I remember he would sit kind of opposite where my friends and I sat, so I got a good look at him all the time, but I think that was the central gathering area.
My name is John Vandal. I graduated in 1988.
And I'm Joanna Vandal, and I graduated in 1989.
I'm Myron Miller. I coached football at Tustin High from 1995 to 2018. I worked 12, 15 hours a day, 365 days a year for 25, 23 years there, so I would say Tustin was my home away from home.
My name is Joanna Lane, and I graduated class of 2005. I started at Tustin High in 2000, and so, 22 years is a long time for things to change.
I remember one football game. It was the fall of 1961. If you know the field and you've seen crowds there, I mean, it would like double or triple the number of people that usually attend the Foothill Tustin game traditionally now.
The Tustin-Foothill rivalry was intense when we were here, for sure. I have a very vivid memory. I don't remember what year in school, but we had lost, after I don't know how many years we were on a losing streak, and then whatever year it was, we beat them 21-6. And I remember that so well because we would decorate the boardroom, half of it would be Tustin, half would be Foothill. The ASB would go in there and decorate it. And so the year after we won, we just put a big 21-6 on the back of the boardroom wall.
It was a fun rivalry. It was just a good time. We had a real good time with it.
Future Farmers of America and 4-H was another club that they had. And a lot of these guys just grew their own corn. We had tomato fights in the middle of, after the season of growing, because yeah, it was great. Football team with offense against defense. We had great tomato fights. And it was our own students who grew the tomatoes, and then harvest them, and then what was ever left over and rotten we had fights with. It was fun. We had a great time.
The reasons I wanted my sons to go to Tustin High School was because I taught at 9 schools, and without a doubt, Tustin High had the best faculty that I've ever dealt with. They worked the hardest I've ever seen for kids to be successful.
I think setting our kids here has just been incredible to continue the tradition of Tustin in our family, but I think seeing the school through their eyes, and they're a different experience with all the technology and new buildings and a new campus.
Whatever we got out of it, I'm hoping they're getting more of it.
We spend a lot of hours here with the athletes, but also just the connection I have to my AVID students, my study skills students, and the teachers that are friends, the admin, the custodians, from everybody. It's such a supportive, amazing, really unique community that Tustin High is.
I think that, I know for me, I've more than half my life has been here, but I think Tustin High itself is just a place for people to feel at home and to feel with family and where they're loved and where they belong.
First thing I think about Tustin High is that it was my home. It was a great place to grow up. Tustin in general, and Tustin High School was a great school. I just loved it.
Be a student, to be a coach, to be a teacher, to be, you know, a part of the community in general. Like, it's just, I think it's really, really special.
It's interesting about Tustin High School, so many kids and coaches that I had stayed at Tustin, played at Tustin, went to school at Tustin, sent their kids to Tustin, coached for me at Tustin. There's 100 years of loyalty to that school. I think it's pretty fantastic.
But I think that just speaks to who Tustin is. I know I felt that as a student. I felt that this was my place. You know, my teachers encouraged me and helped me find a voice, and just really made it a safe place. And I think we still definitely do a good job of that. Everyone has a spot to feel at home here.
I mean, my family's been in this area for a long, long time, and to be able to celebrate something like this, where all my siblings went to school, to see it at 100 years, I mean, I would never thought that I'd be around to see that happen. So I think it's kind of cool.
My name is Joanna Lane, and once a tiller, always a tiller.
My name is Myron Miller, and once a tiller, always a tiller.
My name is John Vandal, once a tiller, always a tiller.
My name is Joanna Vandal, once a tiller, always a tiller.
My name is Buddy Sepulveda, and once a tiller, always a tiller.
Many students were not only learning how proud they were to be a tiller, but also the pride within themselves that Tustin High was creating. Now, in 2022, the legacy that was started many years ago is furthering on in tradition. Tustin High is a home where anyone is welcome and can feel the support, safety, and motivation to continue beyond these great hallways. With each graduating class of Tustin High, one thing remains consistent: there is no place like home.